Hey everyone, this is Towelliee with TGN bringing you back to Miss Pandaria. A little bit of the warrior tanking 5.0, giving you some updates, talents, passive abilities, glyphs, you name it. We're going to discuss a little bit. Then we're going to do a Temple of the Jade Serpent like I've been doing with all my other tanks. And you guys can tell me what you guys think of the current, I guess, status of warrior tanking. Now, I've been thinking warrior tanking has been boring since about, since the end of Classic when I, retired my warrior. Now my warrior, I just kind of level him up over the years to each expansion to the max level and then just do like ult runs and GDKP runs. But warrior tanking is pretty cool with Mr. Pandaria with the new changes. Let's go over my talents really quick. I chose double time, which allows me to charge twice before the cooldown starts, which is pretty cool. So you'll see me in the dungeon. I could charge once, then charge twice really quick. It's like 2 charges, before the cooldown starts of 20 seconds. I chose Enraged Regeneration, which still it instantly heals you for 10% of your total health, an additional 10% over 10 seconds. That's really cool. I went to Disrupting Shout, which interrupts all spell casting within 10 yards and prevents any spell in that school from being cast for 4 seconds. I don't have this on my bars yet. I'll probably figure out where to put this, how to use it later on. Now, this is the best part. You guys are going to love this shit. Who the fuck is this guy? I think this guy's just hanging out here. Hold on. What's he doing? Alrighty. Bladestorm, Shockwave, or Dragon Roar. Now, Bladestorm is Bladestorm. Bladestorm. We call it Towel Storm, Tornado, Towelnado. We call this so many things on the live stream today. I'm not sure what I'm going to stick with Towel Storm. Towel Storm. Shockwave, same thing. Frontal Cone, stuns. Dragon Roar. Roar ferociously, causing 26,000 damage to all enemies within 10 yards, knocking them back and knocking them down for 5 seconds. That's going to be pretty cool in PvP. But I chose Bladestorm because it's amazing what you can do with Bladestorm in dungeons. I mean, obviously for tanking raids, you're probably going to want to go with Shockwave. But Bladestorm is just as good. If you read the tooltip here, it says during a Bladestorm, you can, C-A-N, continue to dodge, block, and parry. So people who are saying that, oh, you can't dodge, block, or parry, so you're going to get fucking, rammed up the ass whenever someone, does melee hit on you from a raid boss, heroic boss, that you're going to die. No, you can still block, dodge, parry. And then I went with Safeguard, which run at high speed toward a party or raid member, removing all movement effects upon you, intercepting the next melee or ranged attack made against them, and reducing their damage taken by 20% for 6 seconds. It's a nice little utility. I don't know what I'm going to choose right here. Avatar seems pretty cool. You transform into an unstoppable colossus for 30 seconds, increasing your damage dealt by 20 seconds and causing your attacks to generate 50 extra rage. While transformed, you're immune to moving impairing effects. I'm probably going to go with Avatar. So now let's take a look at my glyphs. There's a lot of glyphs you can go with, but I went with Glyph of Recklessness, which Recklessness no longer increases damage taken. This is key to using Bladestorm. I can see you probably know where I'm going with this. It's going to be fucking epic. Glyph of Hold the Line improves the damage of your next revenge by 50% following a successful parry. So the talent kind of got made into a glyph. Glyph of Heavy Repercussions. It's not yet implemented, but I think it's working. I haven't proven it yet. While your shield block is active, your shield slam hits for an additional 50% damage. Now for the fun ones, Glyph of Mystic Shout. Your battle shout and your commanding shout cause you to hover in the air for 1 second. I'll show you that really quick. Let me put this down here. Watch my body. Let's see. Oh, that's it. That's good for like a screenshot, I guess, or something. Glyph of Thunderstrike. Your thunderclap visual includes a lightning strike. Here we go. Let me zoom out a little bit so you see how it looks like. Bam! It's very graphical if you have all your settings turned up, which I do. And then there's Glyph of Blood Currying Shout. Your battle shout and commanding shout terrify small animals. Blizzard wants you to PETA. Someone call PETA. There's so many other ones that you guys can look at. You can probably look at them on the whatchamacallit, WoW website or any other WoW website. You can take a look at all these. But Shield Wall is a few. I'm going to give you some of the ones that I see for tanking. Shield Wall now reduces damage taken by an additional 20%, but its cooldown is increased by 2 minutes. So we're already at about a 2-minute cooldown. It'll be a 4-minute cooldown, but you'll reduce damage by 60%. That's we have a lot of cooldowns right now, so we'll see what happens. Let's see. We also have Glyph of Shield Slam. Your Shield Slam now dispels 1 magical effect. That's pretty cool. Long charge, charge ability by 5 yards. Heavy Repercussions, we just discussed that. Glyph of Death from Above reduces the cooldown of Heroic Leap by 15 seconds. That's pretty cool. Cleaving increases the number of targets your cleave hits by 1 or 3 when in rage. So when you're in rage, you could just, you know, hit like a shit ton of targets. Am I like, okay, I thought I turned to a different color. And trying to think of what else here. Gag order. Your pummel, heroic throw, and storm bolt abilities also silence the target for 3 seconds. There's a few others. If you guys have been researching this yourselves, let me know which ones you've been using. Thunderclap increases the radius of your thunderclap by 2 yards. That could be good for running dungeons and heroics and shit like that. Let's take a look at some of the, let's see what else here. There was a few of them that were pretty cool. Glyph of Enduring Victory. You grow slightly larger whenever you do use your Victory Rush. You execute critical strike, summon a flock of carrion birds. I tried it. They don't fucking work. But let's take a look at my passive abilities here. Passive abilities. These are my active abilities. Yay. So for the passive abilities, we have simple. Bastion of Defense. Increases your block chance by 15%, increases your armor value from items by 10%, reduces the cooldown of your shield wall by 3 minutes. That's passive. Blood and Thunder, your Thunderclap now also applies deep wounds, which is no more rend for all you guys out there that were warrior tanks that were sick and tired of just having to rend, Thunderclap, Thunderclap, Thunderclap. Just Thunderclap now. No rend. Yay. Enrage. Critical strikes with special abilities and critical blocks enrage you, increasing the rage you generate from normal attacks by 25% for 6 seconds. Let's see. Critical block increases your chance to block by 29% and your chance to critically block by 29%. I think that's part of your mastery. I think our mastery is still critical. Yeah, there we go. Still the crit block. Deep wounds. Your mortal strike, bloodthirst, and devastate cause the target to bleed for 11.6 thousand damage over 15 seconds. Unwavering Sentinel increases your stamina by 15%, reduces the chance you will critically hit by melee attacks by 6%. Vengeance, we've all read that before. Sword and Board, your revenge has a 60% chance of resetting the cooldown of your shield slam and increasing the rage it generates by 5 seconds. Sword of Specialization, Human Spirit, we've all seen this before. So nothing too crazy. Now let's look at some of the abilities. So with Shield Block now costs 60 Rage. We're kind of going back to what we were talking about with the Druid tanking in 5.0, where, you know, Frenzy, Regeneration, and Savage Defense are, you know, abilities that cost Rage. So, raises your shield, blocking the next melee attack against you, and increasing your block chance by 25% for 6 seconds. That's pretty cool. That's kind of like the Shield of the Righteous for the Paladins. If your total chance to block exceeds 100%, your chance to critically block is increased by the excess. That's pretty cool. Shield Barrier, this is new. Raises your shield, reducing magical damage taken by 25% for 6 seconds, costs 60 Rage. So any type of magical fight, you want to probably have enough Rage, so you have this open, which means you probably want to take Heroic Strike off of your list. Now, Heroic Strike is still used basically for excess Rage, to get rid of, you know, to Rage Dump if you need to, but I prefer to not use it and to just keep up Shield Block the entire time. You have your Shield Wall. You have your Bladestorm. I have my Pummel, my Victory Rush. Devastate, deal 75% weapon damage plus 854 and sunders a target causing weakened armor, and that's about 3 stacks. Cleave is now on a 1.5 second cooldown, costs 30 Rage. Dealing 75% weapon damage. A good attack for moments of excess rage. So whenever you just, you know, want to spam the shit out of Cleave for like 3 or 4 targets, tab, Cleave, tab, Cleave, tab, Cleave, tab, Cleave. I know, isn't the conversations in general chat amazing? Let's see. Heroic Leave, Thunderclap, Regeneration, Charge. Trying to think of anything that might be new. Rallying Cry is still the same. Last Stand still the same. So these two. So basically, we have Shield Block as just an ability that we can pop every 1.5 seconds. We can keep it up. I'm assuming you're going to want a good uptime on this against bosses that are hit melee heavy. Once again, you're probably going to want to switch to Shield Barrier when it's magical attacks. And then we have our Enraged Regeneration. And I think we're good to go for the dungeon. So let's check out Temple of the Jade Serpent. Now, you're going to see not too much of, you know, the prot warrior, you know, single target tanking. I'm going to try my best to keep up Shield Block, but like I said, for me, the default UI has never worked out. I at least need something like fucking Omni CC or Power Auras to give me a little, you know, nudge to find out if I need to put it up or not. But let's get right to the dungeon, folks. Once again, if you guys have any alternate specs, abilities that I may have missed, let me know in the comments, and we'll just update it when we do another video. Let's get to the dungeon. Alright, so here we are back at the Temple of the Jade Serpent. And time for some pulling. Heroic Leap, There's my thunderclap with the extra animation. Cleave, cleave, cleave. A little bit of revenge. Shield slam here and there. Now, AoE tanking as a warrior is pretty fucking fun if you have Bladestorm. You're going to see right here really quick. Right now, I'm just kind of feeling out the healer. He actually has the heroic Deathwing 416 weapon, so I'm guessing he has somewhat knows what he's doing. So here we go. I'm charging. I'm getting all these ads. Doing a little bit of the backpedaling. Oh, and there we go. Incoming. Wait for it. Wait for it. And Bladestorm. Look at the numbers, baby. Towelliee. Look at that shit. Oh, man, it's beautiful. Just seeing all those numbers light up and shit. If you guys want to see my initial reaction, man, you got to go to my live stream videos from the preview from, I think, the 30th. And just check out whenever I started tanking on this warrior. Every little piece of experience I have on that bar right there is me doing dungeons. I'm pretty sure if you're a warrior tank, you can clear this entire first like floor. I did it a few times with I guess a healer that was able to handle it. I tried to actually do this dungeon 2 times before this attempt just so I can do it, but the healers were just like pre-made healers in Firelands gear. Then they were whining and bitching, and I was like, I'm just trying to make a fun video, but they don't know that. I explained to them, they're like, oh, well, I'm not here for your entertainment, and I'm like, whatever. And so here we go. About to do this boss. We did get the Strife and Anger version of this. Once again, we use basically the same strategy, just stick to one and you know, heal through it. Now this was a good time for me to basically practice keeping up my shield barrier up because of the magical damage that you get from the frontal cone of these ads. And this group was pretty patient. Obviously everyone was asking, is there a different way to do this? And of course there's different ways to do this boss. You can do it either one at a time, or you can, you know, get on one, stacks, 5, 6 stacks, switch to the other. I just don't like the switch method. I don't know why. I hate it with a passion. Can't stand it. For some reason, some ability is locking out my recklessness, and I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure it out. On a few of these attempts, I was trying to pop Recklessness and Bladestorm at the same time, and it just wasn't working. I did not show the last boss of this instance because it's really just boring, and even though this boss is boring, I'd rather show you this part because it's a single target tanking. And I mean, there's really no crazy procs besides like Sword and Board that I think you need to worry about, to be honest. Basically, keep your 3 Sunder Armors up with your Devastate, Shield Slam, Revenge off cooldown, Thunderclap to keep up your deep wounds, and I really can't think of anything else as part of a rotation. I know you have a Heroic Strike there for you know, spending all your rage or whatever if you have a full rage bar, but in this situation I wasn't using my full rage bar for Heroic Strike. I was using it plainly to just mitigate magical damage, which I believe is what I'm taking. Like I said, my UI, I haven't used this UI in like 6 years, so I guess the purple means magic damage, so I'm trying to use barrier as much as I can. But this one goes down pretty quickly, then Anger's going to go down. But yeah, I mean, the thing that's weird for me is whenever I proc my Revenge, it's not instant. I have to wait for like the whole cooldown to like fulfill itself and finish. But AoE tanking right now, out of all the tanks, it's a toss-up between like Druid tanking and Warrior tanking for AoE. Right now, I think Warrior tanks are definitely ahead. I'm not sure in terms of damage, but definitely in terms of fun factor. The Warrior is definitely making a return. I don't know how it's going to work with the new block mechanics or whatnot. I know Paladins and Warriors basically have right now like identical active mitigation. I mean, you have the Shield of the Righteous, which is equivalent to the shield block, keeping it up, and I don't know. I just feel right now like Druid tanks are just so far ahead of Paladins and Warriors. We're just gonna have to see when we start doing heroics at 90, which includes dungeons, raids, 10-mans, scenarios, all that good shit. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Warrior tanking so far. Are you guys in the beta? I know 300,000 invites have gone out. The server has been a little bit unstable in the past couple of days, especially the last 48 hours. I know on my leveling my Brewmaster monk, he was like, I don't know, 15 frames per second. And at this point, I'm trying to see if the healer's basically I'm just popping my own cooldowns at this point, and rage regeneration, my barrier for the magical damage magical damage reduction, and you could actually just stop DPS, like if everyone just groups up together, like, you know, the boss will become unimmune, he'll get, you know, smaller like he does right now, and then he'll just be tanked by the little warrior NPC, or I'll just have aggro, but it'll give the your healer more time to regen. Now, like I said, there's two ways you can do this. You can do it this way, which I believe is the best way to do it in a pug environment, because you can just tell the pug, hey, just target this one guy and that's it. If you try to explain to a pug, and I know you guys have to be with me here. You guys have to be with me. I know when you try to explain to a pug to switch targets, it doesn't always work out that way. You know, I can understand with your guildies, you could do it the other way, which is switching targets at a certain amount of stacks. But I believe this is the most safest pug way to, like, do it. So now we're going to get to our next AoE pull. For me, in general, I'm just like waiting for my Recklessness to come off cooldown. And the reason why Recklessness is so awesome to pop with Bladestorm is because, you know, you could do it as an arms warrior. I mean, when I played arms a little bit this expansion, I mean, it was fun, you know, pop Reck, sweeping strikes, fucking Bladestorm, rah. But doing it as prot is just so much fun, because all you see is like your fucking your fucking shield and your sword just spinning around in circles, and you're a prot warrior. You're a prot warrior with Bladestorm, and that's fucking cool, man. That brings like that's like the fun element. And right there, you see me using that glyph of commanding shout, which basically makes me hover in the air for about a second for no fucking reason. So I'm waiting for everyone else to get over here. I'm trying to eat my food, get myself a little bit of strength. But so far, so good. The last couple of tanks that I have to review are the Brewmaster whenever I get one to 85. And the Death Knight tank I already kind of covered in my first video, but I just don't like Death Knight tanking. I think it's become really old over the past couple years. So here we go. I'm pulling everything. Daddy's pulling all the shit. And here we go. Let me cleave those, get those in here. Another little thunderclap. Oh, taking a lot of damage. Turn around, charge, and pop Reck and Bladestorm. Oh, Towelliee. Look at that shit, man. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Oh. And then, of course, the fucking shaman or whoever that is has to fuck it up with a goddamn knockback. I got so mad. You're going to see at the end of this video, like, I pulled an entire room, popped Reck, or did I pop Reck? I'm not sure. Did Bladestorm, and it was just like a goddamn disaster. And I was like, why are you doing this to me? And then we have a little comment coming in. Someone was standing in the black shit way too long, and they were like, oh, they're like, dang, sorry. I like my UI. I'm actually getting used to tanking with the default UI. I'm like really tempted to like get rid of my LUI for like a week. I know a lot of my fans on my live stream have they basically told me, Towelliee, you want to be a fucking man? You want to have big balls of steel? Take away your entire LUI and fucking tank with no mods, no cooldowns, no Omni CC, just the default UI. And I'm like, dude, I'd fucking cry. Like, fucking slash wrist, man. Like, I don't think I can handle that type of shit. But like I said, next video is probably gonna be whatever the next dungeon is. I know Storm Stout Brewery is supposed to be opening up pretty soon on the beta. They had it open the first night, but now they closed it down. There's probably a lot of bugs in it because there's a lot more going on in that dungeon. I think you get to actually fight with what's his name, Chen Storm Stout or something, like one of the major NPCs from the Pandarian storyline. And I guess I was just like fixing that shit up and trying to get it done. But I mean, this dungeon, I don't know what it is. If anyone else is in the beta, maybe they can share the same feeling as I do. I've been playing this beta for only about a couple days. So far, I've leveled on like 3 or 4 different characters. I've done this dungeon like over 30 times, and I'm still not bored of it. I don't know if it's the whole Asian culture of Mr. Pandaria that's making me like it more and more each time I play it. I guess it's just different, right? I mean, you're looking at your surroundings, and even though the grasslands and the hills and the mountains kind of remind you of shit you've already seen, like in Stranglethorn Vale or Fellwood or something like that, just like the whole like Asian feel, like little Chinese lettering everywhere you go, and like all the different shapes, and it kind of feels like I'm in, you know, fucking Canal Street, like by Chinatown and shit in the city. And it just feels pretty good. I don't know why that guy left. That guy was probably like, you know what, this boss is taking way too fucking long. And it's just a good feeling, because I know that in the past maybe like 3 or 4 years, I really have not enjoyed leveling. I hate leveling. Once I saw that the dungeon, looking for dungeon, was available back in ICC, when those the 3 ICC dungeons came out, I was so happy, man, because that just gave me like a better way to level my ults without having to go, you know, through the leveling process. Because all I would do on all my tanks, because I have like 9 tanks right now, what I would do is I would basically build a tank, get them to the 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever it is, and just spam dungeons for like 60 levels, and love it, because I love the tank. But for some reason, in the Jade Forest, this whole entire experience in Mr. Pandaria is just something that's new to me, because the surroundings are so different. I mean, when you guys were leveling in Cataclysm, didn't you guys feel like it was almost the same as leveling in Wrath of the Lich King, or leveling in Burning Crusade? You know, kill an orc, kill a blood elf, kill another orc, kill a gnoll, kill a trog. You know, it's like the same shit. But now, like, you know, they have all these new races. You know, the Hosen, you know, the Verminoids or whatever. That are kind of like little rats. Kind of look like the rats from the beginning area in the Northshire Abbey and other areas in Elwyn Forest. But whatever. I mean, it just feels different, and I'm liking it. So Wise Mary once again goes down with his little lurker-like ability. And like I said, if you guys think I'm missing something when it comes to the warrior tanking, let me know. This will probably be the first expansion where I'm really going to try to, you know, master all the tanking all the tanking, you know, classes, etc. You know, with the warrior tank, I want a bear tank, I want a paladin tank, I want to tank on every single tank I could possibly tank on. I already have that piece. 947 stamina with the blue gem. And this next part here, I basically tell the healer, okay, dude, peep this out. I'm going to pull the entire room, okay? I'm going to pull the entire room. Forewarning. Like I said, the healer in this group has the heroic mace or whatever from Madness of Deathwing. So I'm assuming, like I said, he has to know what he's doing. But having a lot of fun, man. Hopefully a lot of you guys out there get into the beta. If you do, post in the comments. If you're looking for a guild just to hang out in, come on to Lost Isles PvE. We're on the guild Towellee's Master Betas. We're doing silly little shit sometimes. We're just going to Onyxia for no reason. We're going to ICC 25 man for no reason. Right now, we got the basic avoidance stealth nerf, which right now I have like, I don't know, 4% avoidance. But here we go. Incoming. Heroic Leap. Thunderclap. Charge. And then the next area, charge, incoming recklessness with Bladestorm. Oh my god, and this guy basically, actually recklessness didn't go off. For some reason, it seems like it's not available. But this guy decides that he wants to knock everything the fuck back. And oh, there it is, there's recklessness. It was, I don't know, there's something that I'm doing that's causing recklessness not to go off. And you guys are probably going to catch it the second you see it. I'm like looking around my entire UI and thinking, what the hell is it? But yeah, man, look at those numbers. It's just fucking sexy. And he knows it. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. It's fucking awesome, man. Like, big numbers for a warrior is kind of crazy. It's been a while since I've had fun playing a warrior, and I'm looking forward to coming back to not playing it as a main, but definitely getting involved in some non-raid finder action in my spare time. But this next boss is pretty easy. But thank you once again, guys, for joining me here. This is some Warrior 5.0 tanking in Mr. Pandaria. As the beta goes on, as we get new updates, as we get new patches, as we get more changes, I'll keep making videos on all the tanks, keeping you up to date with all the changes. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos. If not, get the fuck out, watch something else. And you can visit me on my live stream, twitch.tv/Towelliee. Once again, the #1 MMO live stream basically in the world out there right now. Now, I'm not being arrogant or conceited. I'm just stating the truth. And if you don't like it, once again, GTFO! And such a dick. And, you know, in the past couple of weeks, even before Mr. Pandaria came out, people, you know, we've just been flocking in, man. It's that season. It's like the WoW season. And, you know, WoW season, we're getting like 2,500 plus viewers, you know, every day, you know, every single day for like the full, like 10 hours of the live stream, you know. And, you know, on our off times, we still have like over 1,500 people watching. And I'm very proud of that. And I'm glad that you guys are there to support me all the way. So come on down, watch the Mr. Pandaria. But on a Sunday is different. But Also catch me on Towelliee.com, youtube.com/Console Crusader. You can catch my video logs there if you want to watch me in person, just rant and, you know, fucking scream at my monitor. But once again, thank you all for watching. You have a great night. Guten Morgen, God Morgen. Is that how you say it? Buenos dias. Buenos noches, I guess. Whatever. See you guys later. Peace. This video is part of the Way movement. We lay it out for you to play it out. To find out more, head to tgn.tv. Peace.